Guys, I want you guys to listen to this right there.
I get more women pregnant every year than Solomon ever did, right? And my wife is the first one to jump into well with nutrition. When women get miscarriages, they're not.
Guys, listen to this very carefully. Let me bring it back for the ladies out there. Some of you ladies always saying I'm talking about fellas. I'm bringing it for you ladies. Listen to this.
I get more women pregnant every year than Solomon ever did, right?
But before you get into that, guys, read on top, the infertility is nutrient deficiency. Ooh.
And my wife is the first one to jump into wellness with nutrition. When women get miscarriages, they're not infertile. They were pregnant. They just couldn't handle the pregnancy. And so doctors would say, give me $25,000 and we'll give you an in vitro fertilization. They didn't need that. They got pregnancy, having sex the normal way, right? But doctors want to get their $25,000.
Yep, they'll figure out a way to make money on all you. When they can tell you the solution is your eating habits or the lack of nutrients that you need to then be able for your body to be able to handle that, but they wouldn't tell you these things.
They haven't dealt with the problem. So what you do is you get these women on a gluten-free diet so they can...
Gluten-free diet so your body can absorb things. A lot of people are eating gluten stuff. Like oats. Oats is gluten, brothers and sisters. Oats is gluten.
Absorb nutrients. And then you give them the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. They will always get pregnant. And the side effects are reduced to almost zero. Now it always comes down...
Reduced to almost zero. See how important? Important of biology is, guys, to understand your component. Of course, everybody responds differently, but
absorption. Even if you're supplementing with all 90 essential nutrients, but the mother has an absorption problem because she has a heavy gluten problem, she's not avoiding gluten, she can still have a birth defect in her baby because she might not be able to efficiently absorb the nutrients.
It's about absorbing the nutrients that you need so your body can maintain itself. A number of persons, especially with these modern day advancements in GMO foods and what have you, brothers and sisters, we are lacking a lot of the nutrients. But of course, there's stuff that you can get on Amazon or on different medical sites that you can go on to actually get not just any medication, but plant-based medication. It's important to remember this very thing right there. Gluten-free, plant-based medication. That is, of course, that can actually help you because we're eating stuff from plants. The nutrients that we eat, even when we eat the cows and stuff, they get the nutrients from the sun. The cow eat them, and but we get enough stuff directly from the plants, brothers and sisters. This is why it's important to make sure you get the plant-based vitamins. I know a number of persons tend to lack magnesium, a number of persons tend to lack zinc. I think the number one thing that people lack when it comes down to us black people is magnesium and vitamin D. It is important that we get these things, these nutrients in our bodies, and stop eating gluten stuff. Some of us can absorb eating gluten stuff, some others cannot, and you will never know that you have a gluten problem unless you stop it and then you realize, hey, but my body tend to function much better. But anyways, guys, another medical doctor, this guy is telling you this, he's a doctor right there, so listen to him, brothers and sisters. Anyways, guys, what I said right there, handcuffed to the massive, guys. We are definitely back again for another reaction on the one and only Mystelics reaction, guys. Definitely check out the previous one I did, guys, of today. Definitely check that out in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And with that said, guys, big up to the greatest Mystelics YouTube family on the planet Earth. The greatest YouTube family, Mystelics family on planet Earth, brothers and sisters, and of course beyond, because we know the heavens are definitely watching us. They are definitely watching us. Even sometimes Satan and his zombie them watching us too. But we were rebuking them. Fire burn the brutal. Anyways, big up the Mystelics family, and of course big up the newcomers out there as well for definitely tuning into this year reaction video, guys. Remember what this guy said. If you don't understand, go back and listen. I think there's more.
You have to appreciate again. It's not what you eat, what you absorb.
It's not what you eat. It's what your body is able to absorb. Just like a lot of people are talking about turmeric. Yes, turmeric is good for the body, but the body rejects the turmeric unless you have something like healthy fats, like avocado. You have to eat turmeric with something. It's not just turmeric alone. There's a number of other things that actually helpful to the body. But because it is not accompanied by something else that can be absorbed by the body, it is then passed through the body. Turmeric is one of these things. This is why they always mention getting turmeric with avocado or turmeric with black peppers. These are things that you actually need to know. Instead of just saying, oh, let me get the turmeric, and no, brothers and sisters, your body will absorb the turmeric if it is with something else. So it's important to know this kind of information right there. Anyways, guys, I'm moving along in this regard. There's some comment that any video will make on the basis of the passing away of the two individuals in Mount Prosper. And this is what the person said: the little one will need a lot of therapy. True, the little ones will definitely need a lot of therapy to cope with this very same situation. But believe me, many of them will feel at ease without unease. Oh, many of them will feel at ease without the father right there, because they were being, disrupted by him in this regard. Also, I think that being disrupted is largely misunderstood in Dominica. She was being disrupted for far too many years, and so most of it, not all of her little ones, many have resulted from him taking advantage of her. If you listen, that's some kind of English interesting thing right there. Anyways, guys, if you listen to the interview, you will also hear that on one occasions, one of the sons went to the police station to report that she was taken advantage of, and was blatantly told that it's a domestic dispute. And so when there is actually the spilling of this very thing right there, they will intervene. Some of these situations in Dominica, and I think as a result of untrained, well, although they say they are trained, the police officers, some of them are not trained at all. Because one of the things I always mention to you guys is that individuals, these people, some of them are untrained to the point where they are supposed to de-escalate the situation, but they are escalating the situation so you can react to them, and then they'll give you a charge on based of what they have done to you. I think a number of these cases are cause and effect. I remember watching Cops and Robbers, and the police was trying to escalate the man to react so you can then fire pellet the partner if he had reacted. So you are as a citizen is the untrained one. The one who is the trained one is supposed to de-escalate the situation, is the one I'm creating the situation, making the situation worse. In this instant right there, it is very clear that individuals went to the police station to report such situations, that is some domestic situation that is taking place, and instead of they intervening, instead of they de-escalating the situation, going to warn the man or anything like that, they allowed it to continue. They allowed it to continue to the point where the lady is gone. As a result of the lady gone, the man then took his own life so that he doesn't have to go and spend time eating porridge in prison. Guys, a lot of the problems that we have today could have been solved if the police them did intervene correctly. A lot of situations, especially when I'm thinking of the different situations that took place in the United States, some of them would have been avoided. People would have been alive today if it wasn't for, some foolish officer that decided to get his own way, or he'd say he was scared. Oh my God, I'm scared. Are you scared? If you're scared, what are you doing there? You're not supposed to be there. But anyways, guys, going back to Dominica, they should have done something about that situation. Warn the man, make the man spend 2 or 3 nights inside Hollywood, or you know why I call it Hollywood. Let them spend 2 or 3 nights inside Hollywood. Give them therapy. Is there some sort of therapy? Because you know that people, especially boys that grow up. Let me see if I have that there. There's something I have to mention. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. Let me get it for you guys. And guys, we are back. This is it right there. This is very important. You're not just raising your son. You're raising somebody's husband. You're raising somebody's father. You're raising sons to be good men. Unfortunately, as a result, to raise good men, you need good men to raise good men, not good women. They can try their best, yes. Women can try their best. But men will always need the attendance of good men to raise good men. They're, of course, the exception to the rule where bad men raise good men, true? Or bad women end up raising good. That's the exception, doesn't make the rule. It is very important. This is why I keep telling people out there, if you're seeking to have a child with somebody, you're seeking to have a little one with somebody, make sure that person is of good character. This goes for both men and women. Both good character is important right there. Not just character. You can have good character but bad principle. It's a heck of a thing to think of this in this day and age. You can have good character but bad principle. It's important to have good character and proper principle, or you'll raise chaos in the place. Because people who have good character can then change as a result of principles being skewed. And as a result of them not having that proper principle grounding, then they end up shifting and moving and all these things. It's important to raise good men You have to start with them when they're small, and of course, to have good men, you must have good men raising good men. I'm sorry to tell ladies out there, some of you say, oh, tell me happy Father's Day on a Father's Day. No, you are not a father, you are a mother. An unfortunate situation, both where either you are the one responsible for the father leaving or the deadbeat father leaving. But at the end of the day, it was you who slept with that individual to then have these kids, these little ones raising in this kind of environment. It is important that we just think about ourselves. We have to think about the little ones. Yes, you might find this guy looking nice and whatnot. Yes, you might find this woman looking nice and what have you. Can this woman take care of a child? Can this woman take care of a little one? Can this man raise the standard of both his little daughter and his little son to raise up as good citizens in society? Can this happen? It starts with the root, not the symptoms, brothers and sisters. A lot of us are trying to treat the symptoms, not the root. And the root is as a result of a lot of broken homes that are there. Even with the same situation involving these two individuals, they should not have been together. Because this man was doing this woman wrong. I don't know what. And I still not absolving this woman for whatever she's doing. A lot of people are saying, yes, she's nice and what have you. But she could have also be the instigator. She could have been the instigator. A lot of women want to pretend as if they're innocent, and it's the man that does decide, hey, let me just do your things. Some of you are instigators to this problem right there. This is why you must raise good men, but also raise good women as well. Anyways, guys, it's important that we understand these things to avoid these kind of situations from happening. Now, you're gonna have a set of new people growing up in society. They themselves broken. The mother and the father are gone. But now they are raising themselves without good parents, good. But then again, I must ask myself: is there therapy in Dominica? Is there some sort of therapy in Dominica? I remember they actually reached out to me. I forget the therapy name. They reached out to me, but it seems like the deal didn't go through with them, or they were trying to get me. Anyways, is there therapy in Dominica? If there's therapy in Dominica, are they good? I know they used to have this therapy in schools where there are persons, who actually care about the little ones coming there and talking to them and so forth and so forth. Do they still have this? One thing I know that is gone from the school is critical thinking. That's one of the things that I know is gone from the school, because a lot of little ones are coming up and you think they never pass in school. You think the way that they're thinking, they never pass in school. But there's still hope. As I'm thinking of this, I still remember some little ones who are still, they have their head on. I've talked to them, spoke to them, and they have their head on. At least there's some level of hope. But sometimes you have to shake your head and they say, let the little ones take over. They are the future. But are they ready to take over? Is the big question right there. Guys, I'm on another rambling page right there. Let's move on in this regard. So, you're not just raising your son, you're raising somebody's husband and somebody's father. Raise your sons to be good men, but also raise your daughters to be good women as well. Tell them stop if they try to instigate problems. I've seen girls just hitting boys, and the boys are supposed to stay back and take blows. There will come a time when you take too much blows where you strike back. That is important. To raise good people and tell people stop raising their hands on people. Stop it. Stop your dirty ways. Which is worse? A little one who's afraid of the dark, or adults who are afraid of the light in itself? Interesting stuff. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Boy, that is some deep stuff right there. As I'm pondering, but I don't have much time. Let me continue. Some Dominicans are very hard of understanding. How can you ask what the Labour Party government is going to do about these situations in Dominica? That is their thing. It starts from the head. You might be wondering, how is that now? How is that? You talk about really? Mystelics, really? But isn't the very Prime Minister of Dominica the one telling people who come to their doorstep to throw hot water on them? Isn't he the same one who is manipulating the system to tell people that if you do not abide by my rules or my thing, I will take things away from you? Isn't that the same man? I mean, it starts from the head. So how then do you address the people who are doing the very same thing to a lesser people, not lesser people, to people who have less ranking than them? How then do they address them? There's another thing that I saw out right there. With no apologies, Dominica is the only country to have a mute president. What is the president saying about what is taking place? What measures are they putting in place to stop these things from occurring again? This is a rising situation in Dominica. I mean, Margaret saw the day before, one day before the end of the year, we had somebody going. The day before the end of the year, the eve, somebody going. The day after, you had somebody getting, thing in Portsmouth. And then the next day, somebody passed away as a result of, I mean, come on. Moving along right there, guys. No ambulance in Portsmouth. But we have a smart hospital in Portsmouth. No ambulance in Portsmouth. Nobody qualified to do autopsies in that country. They have to send for somebody overseas. I mean, is that person wrong for saying that? I mean, is that person wrong though? Isn't that facts? Oh boy. Talk about that very same situation. Sometimes you look to the very people to but then again, not everybody is who they say they are. News reaching DBN that the pastor was brought in for questioning in relation to some sort of domestic struggles against his own wife. Right there. DBN will keep us informed. Some people were saying he's in Portsmouth. Some people were saying he's in Pichelay. What exactly happened as a result of this? Or is this properly covered up? Guys, this is why I mentioned having good people. Just because you see some people on the pulpit doesn't mean they are good. And I know a number of persons like to chastise the church and say, hey, the church doing this and church doing that. When other churches are doing the very same thing that they're asking other churches to do. But because they are in the spotlight, it's a negativism tends to travel much more farther than positive. So there are churches out there doing good things. But they wouldn't see it. It was only when they see the highlight of the others who are doing negative things. They say, hey, where the church now? Where the blah, blah, blah. I mean, we have to think. And sometimes we always put the pressure on the church. I don't think you should put pressure on the church. Yes, the church should have a level of understanding. But at the same time, it's the very same people who are talking about the church telling you that the church should not be involved in certain things when it comes down to politics. They are literally telling you these things. And when bad things happen, they say, where's the church? But you didn't want the church in the first place. So it's interesting when I see people talking about church or where the church and whatnot. When I see the same people on Facebook talking about what the church doing there, they shouldn't be there. Human beings are funny set of people. But if this is the case right there, the pastor should stop his dirty ways. Repent and stop your everlasting dirty ways. It goes on for everybody too, guys. I'm not there to beg and pick and choose. I said like it is. I roll already. Anyways, guys, moving on from this regard right there, whoever it is that involved in that, stop your dirty ways. I know certain things I won't say much, but stop your dirty ways. Moving on right there, brothers and sisters. Okay, Christmas time has passed and gone, but some people have been waiting for their barrels, and some people getting barrels and what have you. But brothers and sisters, it's important to know the people overseas. All you need to be mindful. Okay, be mindful of what are listening people. This is some. Hopefully, there's no cursing inside there. But let's continue.
TikTok people no run come here. This one crowd.
Jamaica.
Imagine my sister send this bar from Canada. Nobody but take her nothing. And I'm a talk me not take. I'm very independent. I'm gonna say none of my siblings them out here are wear them shit. We just something them all and derail and mash up and pop up. But
Sometimes there's things like thrift stores and this kind of things there. So your family overseas checking, okay, let me see if I can send down stuff for you. So they're looking for the cheapest stores to go and shop to full a barrel for you. It seems like that is what happened in there.
By the time I'm going to ship a rack 2 times, they start to.
No, I see a piece of shoes there. What is that for? For somebody to attach it to a shoes that they have in Jamaica? Huh? What is that?
2 times, they start to dismantle everything, start pop up.
The pressure.
So the way we start going bad, and my sister called at the same time, she have to send back my money to clear the barrel. This is a foreign people around with people, but never get the guy not that shit.
Let me see if I don't know if I cut it off the top. Okay. Yeah.
So she have some stuff up there that you can send on to her sibling them. And we want share it up. Share up what? Why she and her mama never keep it up there? I'm not beg to become independent.
Boy, look this.
I'm a sister.
Guys, you never noticed some videos in Africa where people sending all kind of clothes to them and then people wearing them and people wondering what kind of clothes they have on you. Boys, all you not sending to them. All you send them, all you see in Africans in the hot heat with some kind of big jacket on thing that too big for them. Boys, that is the clothes all you send for them. Boy, all you know easy that way. So they do the guys in the Caribbean not like that though. The Caribbean not like that. Certain places of Africa are definitely like that, true. But the Caribbean is definitely, you can't send margin for people in the Caribbean, Look, that person probably just reached America and they say, hey, let me send something down. You really? Not America, Canada.
They work hard.
No. This has happened to me before. This has happened to me before. An elderly family member sending things for us. And I message him, I say, who you sending that for? Who you sending that for?
Nobody, we never want, none of this guy, we never beg or nothing.
Boy, what is that, boy?
Disrespectful.
Yeah, boy.
When them take Jamaican people for them, take off that people not help me make discover.
That person was actually at a thrift store.
Viral, please and thanks. Because this one crowd, and the road come quick. Come, this one crowd, and come over here, so. Come over here and repost this like no. Please and thanks.
But a little easy that place though, some sort of magic for people, as the people who don't know what all is saying. It's not like people are internet and stuff to see what good and what bad. Come on. In this day and age, that's what he's saying. When they think they're sending for Jamaican people, you don't send it for Dominica people, you send back the barrel for you. Oh, yes, guys. So something very important happened yesterday as a result of some people who had some sort of accident on a plane. And some individual ended up rescuing them. This was in Turks and Caicos. These are some of the individuals right there. They dressed in some warm blanket thing, some thermal blanket to keep them warm after they came from the water. This is I think this is the guy who rescued them. This is the guy who rescued them right there, guys. Let me see if I can show you them. Let me make this thing bigger. Because all you know is about you guys see properly. All you know it is already, brothers and sisters. I don't know, it's a very sad thing when you see these kind of things happening. But thank God, these people would have not been able to make it if it wasn't for this individual right there. You'll see me in a moment. So this is one of them. They came on a plane, guys. Not a plane. They were flying a plane and had to do an emergency landing. That is the second one right there.
1, 2.
That's the third one right there. No wonder people say they don't like to travel on small plane. I don't know if it's a small plane, but it's 4 of them I've seen, so it must have been a small plane. And that is the 4th person right here. So all of them survived an emergency landing in the sea. Okay, guys. That is something else, we. See, blurry. Anyways, this is the guy right there. This is the guy who rescued them. This is the guy on the boat, with the boat. The boat that you just saw them come out on. Come on, go back up. This is the guy who's in charge of that boat, or the owner of the boat, and he's...
On behalf of the police department, just the biggest commission, we want to say thank you so much. Your team.
He didn't have to, but he did it anyway. He didn't have to, but he did it anyway, brothers and sisters. I think that is a good thing. Give this video a thumbs up for this individual for rescuing these individuals out there. The fisherman. I know sometimes Scared was trying to lambaste fisherman. Oh, let you take a look at there. Fisherman Kelson Talbot rescue the aircraft passengers right there. Okay, flight originated from St. Kitts. Okay, so it originated from St. Kitts, and of course he rescued these individuals who ended up, in the sea, had to make an emergency landing in the sea and rescue them. Thank God they made it for 2023. In 2023, they have another chance, another opportunity, another hope. A hope like a labor right that they have, brothers and sisters. So that's always a good thing. Right. Unfortunately, I have some bad news, guys. We're taking things down to Jamaica. Now, Jamaica is a kind of an interesting country, brothers and sisters, that sometimes you have to wonder. But then again, is this worldwide? Yes, it's worldwide. One farmer is gone, and another in police custody following a dispute over $100 in West Philia District, Davis Bank, St. Andrews, that is in Jamaica. Over this thing. One is gone, one is in prison. This is them. Let me see. Let me make this more blurry so you don't come for me. This is the guy on the ground.
I can give them lunch.
Why are you trying to
Then I fight up them, hold them outside, who hold them one at the shop. They down one out of the work. And China out of the work.
Go deep. Look where my next shop out there. Of course I'm a share shop, brother. My tea, yesterday she did not make shop. I tell you, say, oh boy, oh, you man, Jordan, I'm making it. So we tell you, I yesterday I tell you,
I know most of you don't understand what they were saying, but they're pretty much talking about the incident involving the guy. And of course, he probably owed the guy $100. He didn't give him $100, so the other guy took his, ended it. So this guy made it in 2023. Unfortunately, he's not gonna make it to the end of 2023. So sometimes we pray for individuals to make it to 2023. We're not praying for them to end the 2023 as well. Guys, we need to stop this. $400. It's interesting we're talking about this is Jamaican money. $100. This is probably worth like what? $1, $1.40, $1.40 in US currency, or $1.20. Really? You take a man's life for $1? Guys, this is pretty much all your boy has for this year reaction video, man. Give the thumbs up for this individual out there who helped rescue the individuals. And see, he didn't have to. He could be like, oh, you didn't want to give me a ride, I don't stop him for all you. Oh, you should have opened my boat instead and go about his business. He said no. He decided to go and rescue these people, cut off the journey wherever he was going to bring these people back to safety. So, thank God for that. Hopefully they told him thank you. You know, some people that have no manners, they're badly brought up. Right there. And let me know your thoughts on this situation right there. The pastor on this situation, this powerful word, and this very same situation that you seen right there, guys. Let me know your thoughts in this regard right there. And don't forget, guys, to ensure that you can absorb stuff, your nutrients, not just eating, but have the ability to absorb what you eat. He said it right there.
You have to appreciate, again, it's not what you eat, what you absorb.
It's not what you eat, it's what your job. What I say there? It's not what you eat, it's what you absorb from what you eat. Anyways, guys, give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, for the individuals out there, the captain and what have you, for rescuing these individuals out of sea. And of course, subscribe and turn on post notifications to get more videos as they tend to come through. And of course, definitely check the previous reaction video I did in the first comment in the comment box below. With that said right there, guys, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video.